Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of my Hornby hobby. So we managed to get both the tender drive engines working, but I didn't do a very good job of explaining how I got them working. So here I have the 9F's Ringfeild motor tender, and I'm going to basically explain what was going on. So what was actually happening is these four wheels, them two and them two, ignore the middle ones completely, are attached to a gear train which goes to that golden gear. And what was wrong is that these wheels were squeezed in so tight they were touching the chassis on both things, so they were locked in place practically. And then by pushing them away, I mean, you can see that there's a nice bit of play in there, which is what you want. So now they're rocking back and forth. And then if you turn the gear with your finger, that should just turn with very minimal effort, which it is doing. And that's basically all it was, because those wheels were pressed in too tight. Now the 9F had its traction tyres already, and the 9F works better with the traction tyres. I mean, the 9F is a heavy engine, so just having those two traction tyres added really does help, and it doesn't seem to affect the conductivity. And the gear train's definitely happier. So I've got a 9-volt battery here. This is a nice technique that if you, well, watch this. And that's a good way of testing to make sure that works. I'll try and do it like this. There you go. So now you can see the gears working away. You can also see the wheels turning. And that's basically how you do it. So if your Ringfeild motor is just pushing and it's not moving the locomotive, try adjusting these so that then they're a bit looser. So that then they do a bit of that. Like ever so slightly play, and then you're able to turn that with very little effort. And listening to the sound of that, it sounds quieter. It sounded graty when those were pressed together. So it turned out that it wasn't the golden gear after all. I just thought that it was, because it seemed to be slipping, and that's all because those were squished in. And that was the same problem with the plover, that those were squished. So by opening them up a bit, giving them a bit of play, it works fantastically. I mean, oh, actually the 9F needs but yeah, even when on the track, that basically needs very little effort to push. I mean, I could probably do it like this. But yeah, so if you've got a Ringfeild motor that's not performing as it should, try loosening those off. And then obviously try and test it with a 9-volt battery, and seeing how it sounds and how well it works. And just make sure you've got that nice and loose. So axles need to be loose, and the gear train itself needs to be nice and loose. So that's basically how you service a Ringfeild motor. Okay. And you don't even need to really take it apart. You just get a screwdriver down the back of there, and then you just prise it away until you've got a nice bit of play. So that's how to service a Ringfeild motor. So I hope this has been informative for you. And I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe. Always much appreciated. Until next time, stay safe and thanks for watching.